your biggest show. It's your biggest conversation. It is Let's Be Real. And of course, we are going to talk about what happened last week. 1 year of Gen Z Memorial. And many more things. I'm your host, CEO Charles Otieno, alongside the most beautiful ladies and gentlemen here.
Hey, look at you today.
I look beautiful, right?
Edible.
Edible. You want to put sushi
Yes.
and eat from me?
Yes.
But go ahead, Dr. C.
Oh, yeah. Dr. C, I don't need introduction, but my wines still do need introduction.
Oh,
Samantha wines available everywhere. And we are in the business of helping people navigate and truly celebrate life's greatest moments.
Exactly.
A moment such as this.
Eish.
Ish.
Okay,
Eish.
Maria.
Yeah, and I'm Maria Nyambane. I'm so happy to be here. I'm an author of Marriage is a Scam, Love the Original You, and Nannies, A Way of Family Planning.
Yes, indeed. And I am the guy in red, the red flag. Simon Says, the one and only. Yes, and I'm here to keep it real with you. But before that, let's open up a little bottle of wine. Dr. C, let me fill you up
It's
your
not
glass.
just wine.
Yes.
Say it by its name.
Samantha's wine. Yes, it is indeed. It fills up with aroma. Right here, go ahead. Let me pour you up a little bit of Dr. C. Our CEO brings up to our first story. Go ahead.
Yeah. Kindly. Oh, I don't drink wine.
No, you don't. You don't remember you
sorry.
stopped drinking like so many years ago.
I'll be back one day.
This
Go
one
ahead.
is designed for sinning. So all you sinners,
Yes.
Oh,
For us right here. Hey, cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Cheers to
I am
sin.
agreement with you. I'm in agreement with you.
Maria is an altar girl.
as we are sinners.
It's
Go
true,
ahead.
I'm an altar guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, last week you saw the biggest remembrance of the fallen heroes of the Gen Z, the people who were killed by police brutality. And also, you've seen the stand which we've taken as the standard group. We are bold and fearless. And then on top of that, you've seen the way the government is reacting with cowardice, without taking care of its people. I don't know what's your take.
First thing I would say this boldly. When the Cabinet Secretary of Interior, Kipchumba Murkomen,
Yes.
you know, when he came out and said that indeed, he started calling all the protesters terrorists, and this is the attempted coup. And he even went further to even say that indeed, that if you dare see anyone walking into a police compound, that even the police should shoot to kill. Here's the thing. If you decide, the government had decided to brand you as a terrorist, well and good, terrorize them. And terrorize them with the fact that you demand what is required of the government to you. All right? The government only feels terrorized because they're being held accountable, or the fact that they are incompetent in executing what they had actually promised. They said no extrajudicial killings, but they're over here like skra, pakakakaka, all over the place. And making sure that there are many people who are actually even harmed, and there are more parents who lose their kids all over the place. And that is the fact. That is what's going. Careless, firing all over the place. And they're now even whipping us. In the streets, they're whipping many people carelessly. And here's the thing. When you're able to see that indeed the government's giving a lot of pushback, is because they are feeling the heat. And when they're pushed up against the wall, when you see leaders who are feeling the heat and pushed up against the wall because they have not done anything, and they have not actively even heard the citizens who are screaming and shouting, and they're quick to say this, that look at what you guys have done, and you guys are now brandishing and damaging businesses. Look at what you guys have done in the fact that you guys have made Nairobi a hostile place. Look at what you guys have done in causing instability within Nairobi. Notice is not, look at how we have actually now not necessarily lived up to the promises that we have for you. When you see leaders constantly pointing fingers at you, it means that they are not willing to look in the mirror to see the ways in which they have let you down as a Kenyan citizen. When you see leaders acting like this, you better be brave and alert enough to stand up and shout even louder and terrorize them more and live up to the name that they're gladly calling us as terrorists. Be the best terrorist that you can be to the government that's not listening to you.
The effort the government made to make sure the protests will not happen, buying of razor wire and blocking of the roads, for sure, people would not have thought that people are that determined. The city was full, like seeing how full it was after all the roadblocks. But I would say this, in all this, there's a policeman I saw who started walking with the protesters, like, let's walk together. And that was a good move. That one was a good move. However, there are things that were done that did not actually paint a good picture, and also I feel for the businesses that were looted and burned down and all that. And all this just to make the protesters look bad. That was the worst of the wrong moves, because if theirs was an anniversary, it was supposed to be, we are coming in remembrance of this. They were saying they just wanted to light candles. But however, a lot of business have suffered that day because of everything that happened. And the government did not come out and maybe at least, you see, like, we have had you, we'll do this. So that is, I feel like right now they are going to start getting used to us protesting on the road and still not do a thing. But my question is this. That was this year anniversary, 25th. Are we going to celebrate it next year again?
Saba are coming. Saba is another one being organized.
You see, now that is the point. So every time that we are going to be on the streets, are we going to have people's businesses affected or lives lost and all that? Because, you know, at the same time, we have to look at it from the aspect of, yes, Gen Zs are on the streets. They're trying to get to speak a point. Yes, they are making a point. We understand that. But in every time that we go to the streets, are we going to have life losses? Are we going to have business losses? Are we going to have, like, the embarrassment of you come to your shop and there's nothing, everything is burned down? Like, and are you going to see, like, for example, I'm going to use a very good case. Both Mathais in Embu were looted, both of them, but the rest of the supermarkets were not touched. And every time there's demonstrations, they are the ones who are looted. So is there a reason why? Is there someone on attack? You see, we are looking at such a situation whereby, I get it, we understand why you're on the streets. But every time we are on the streets, are we going to be seeing that lives are lost? Things are being destroyed, businesses are being burnt down? We have to look at it from that perspective too and say this, if the government will do what we want, maybe we'll not go to the streets. Or are we going to have anniversaries to be going to the streets to speak something that we know that change has not happened even right now? Those are the questions, actually the main questions on the table right now.
Dr. C?
That's where I take a
Take a wine, a glass of wine.
Take a sip first. You need to swallow.
Samantha wines. So my observation, first of all, is to the media houses, the Standard Group. You know, initially, I thought I was imagining that the Standard Group has really changed their editorial direction. They are back to what we thought media used to be. You know, when we believed in media, it was in the newspaper. If it was, then it happened. You know, I think they had a little bit, and I saw the way they really have come out. Me, I'm one of those people, I stopped watching news ever since the last election. I stopped reading papers, I stopped watching news, I only read human interest stories. Yeah? But now, I must say, the media houses really did rise to the occasion. And that's a good thing, because I want to talk about the putting off of the media stations, now the TVs. I think it's a very dangerous thing, because the thing about media houses is that they actually give context, and they at least say what they need to say. So when you now lock out the media houses, you leave the airwaves now to the rumor mongers who have no ethics. I think it was a really, really wrong move for that. And yeah, so congratulations, because I know, CEO, you're in the editorial team. I think congratulations, you guys are actually stepping up. And when you step up, eyeballs obviously are going to be there. Second thing, my observation is that I think let me just say the political class, and then should I call them the ruling class?
Political.
The political class. The political class
The job
have
is
yet
politics.
to understand the Gen Z. I think the Gen Z that we are dealing with, especially the Kenyan Gen Z, are the most patriotic lot that we are seeing around. In case, I think all of you know that the Kenya band has been trending for quite a while. Everywhere. Everywhere. And I've seen nursery school children, and these I observed like almost maybe 8 years ago. They love that Kenya band. My daughter loves her Kenya band. She loves it. And she knows this is Kenya. And one time I even filmed her. I think she was 5 years old. She's like, Mommy, let's go back to Kenya. Let's go and fix Kenya. She was like 5 years. This is almost like 8 years ago, even before the current regime is in. And so these people are so patriotic that they are not, it's about who's going to blink first. And I don't see them blinking. Number one, because they're faceless. They don't have a leader you can go and bribe. Yeah? You try and use the likes of Moraras to resign a day before the event to think, okay, they're the ones fueling to discover. Actually, no. This thing is faceless. So can we just get to the point of what exactly is happening, and can we really get to the core of the issue? The core of the issue is, let's stop these police brutality. It's a fact. Let us stop this corruption. Can we see people actually real arrests? Can we also now see our funds really being properly utilized? And I see a couple of changes. I have to applaud the fact that now it's possible for salaried people now to actually get a mortgage with the money they're paying. Now gladly we pay. You know, can we have the healthcare working? Can we really see the industries being supported? Now, the more these arrests are happening, you know, I had my friends calling me from South Africa, from London, from all over the world, like, what's happening? Are you safe? So if you're I remember asking my husband, if you're a tourist and we've booked to be in this country in the next 4 months, you remember June, July is the wildebeest migration. It's a very busy tourist season. So this is a very, very serious problem that will affect all of us, because would you still go to a country like that? You know, yeah,
No.
them they're seeing Kenya banning. It was on BBC, CNN, it was everywhere, everywhere. So would you still go to a country like that?
No.
Yeah? You hear right now that country that Trump bombed, Iran.
Iran.
Can you go to Iran right now?
No.
Would you? So it's the same thing. I'm not like, we are not in that Iranian situation, but it's just that now the economy is really going to take a beating, a serious beating. So let's just get down to the bottom of this thing, and I think we will solve, this problem can just disappear like this.
Sure.
If they just lean in a little.
I think, first of all, what we would say is that the Gen Z is just trying to fix the nation, and we have to fix it, and we must fix this nation. The only way we must fix it is by the government being the government and doing what it is supposed to do to serve its citizens. And how do you serve your citizens? With equity, equality, and offer security. If you cannot serve the citizen, then the government has no moral standing of being in power. And that's what the Gen Z is questioning, that does our government have the moral standing to be in power? If you have the moral standing, then you must deliver to the people. And if you're not delivering to the people, then these things happen. And that's, many countries have had this, what we call self-determination, because of such issues of bad governance, issues of corruption. A country like Kenya, which has 11.5 trillion in debt, yet we collect a lot of money. When will we get out of that cycle? When will these youth who are highly educated get something to do? Is the youth fund working? Is the climate action working? So the biggest problem we have in this country is the government has taken people for a ride for a long time. And it is successively doing it without thinking. And the young people have come up to realize that will not be taken for a ride again. Now it is a time for the government to have a national conversation. The most important thing to have in this nation is a national conversation on how do we want to lead the Kenyans? How do we want to spend our resources? How do we want to pay our people? And how do we want to offer them job opportunities? If we are not having that discussion, then the youth will forever rise up. And it is not a thing of, I would not say it's not only for this regime. It's a problem. Even the next guys who are cheering and have not styled up,
They'll face
and they
the same.
think that they will come in and they think it's only Ruto must go. It is Ruto and everyone else who is not willing
To fix that
to
problem.
fix that problem.
Yeah.
Must go.
Must go.
Yeah.
Even the next regime will have to go
I
if
like-
they don't
yeah.
fix it.
I even agree with you because even this is not only a Gen Z protest,
It
even
is
it's a
not.
youth protest.
Yes.
Even the or even grown mothers who even out there in the streets saying that even I'm fighting for my kids because I do not want the kids even fighting the same way I am. And it's the main thing is even I agree with you. Even the main thing is this. Is the way in which government is run and the way in which we receive services, even as young people, from the government is what we're sick and tired of, and we're done and dusted with all the promises of a future that's never actually translates into reality. And that's basically what will lead to like false promises and empty hot air promises. And then now the retaliation that they give us about now they start now pushing back whenever we actually now step forward and say this is what we demand of you because this is what's expected of you as a leader who we put in office, and hence you're obligated to who? Us, not to yourself. And when you push back against us is when now even it builds more animosity. That's the truth.
But you know what I like about that, before I go to the next point, yeah, is the fact that you've raised a very important point, that this is not a
Ruto
Ruto
must go.
problem.
It's not.
It's not a Ruto problem. It's a problem that it doesn't matter who is
Who will
in.
be there?
They just must fix the problem.
must fix-
And so the question is, if I then was Ruto, I would actually put in the measures. I think that's what he needs to do, because the moment he realizes it's not about really about him, it's about the problems.
Yes.
Like, does he not have advisors who are telling him that?
They don't
So if you
understand.
can fix the problem, you can still be
If
voted in
but
again.
it's not.
No,
You see,
it's not him.
we elected
Even
him.
the next person who will be elected, if he doesn't fix this,
Yeah.
So we are going to keep a leader who is going to fix it.
Yes.
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 That's the whole idea. And,
And
we're
all
holding
he
leaders
needs to
accountable.
do, all he needs to do, ignore the must go and just do.
Yes.
Start
with must do.
honestly,
Yes.
start doing, must do.
Yes.
Like,
Ruto must do.
yeah. Anyway,
Exactly. That is the
talking
truth.
of must do,
Yes.
Yes.
did you know that you can be arrested and taken to jail as a business owner for stealing money from your own company? So there is a gentleman, a business mogul. He stole 361 million out of his company between 2022 and 2025. And he was arrested. And he's been arraigned, and he's behind bars. Yeah? And so maybe I can explain that
Go
further
ahead. Go
as the
Yeah.
business person on this panel.
Oh, yes.
The fact that, actually it is true. Because, a company is seen as an individual person separate from the owner. And it is very true, especially in this time when KRA can access all your bank statements, everything. If they can prove that you're withdrawing money from the company for personal use, for things that are not authorized, then authorized by the board, or actually to use things that are meant to grow the company, then you're actually liable. Because there's what we call corporate governance. Corporate governance. And corporate governance are things like keeping, yes, you are the owner, but keeping yourself separate, but also safeguarding the resources and assets of that business. It's like assaulting somebody. So if I just come take money off you without your permission, then I'm assaulting you. So you as a person, separate from the company you founded, it's a separate legal entity. That is assaulting the company. So there are structures that people need to put in place. Like if you have a board needs to approve certain amounts to be put in place. And this especially happens when there are times when people have owed me money, yeah? And then they say, oh, now we're going to declare bankruptcy, or we are going to say that the company does not have money. Actually, the judge can order you to bring all your bank statements, and if they can go through the bank statements and realize then you're still held liable. And or if you owe someone money as a company and you're not able to pay, you can produce the bank statements to the court and say, listen, we have not misused any money. This is how the company is performing, so we need more time to pay. And the judge can actually look at that in a favorable time and give you time to pay. Because then what happens is that if you're stealing money from your company, the tax suffers, employees suffer, and because the government is providing and everybody else is providing that environment for you to operate, then you are a criminal. Yeah, so people should know that you can be arrested, and this guy has been arrested.
Maria?
It is so sad that you're in jail because you stole from yourself. That's a very sad way to put your jail term. But then again, if the company could afford that kind of money, it means the board was there, and the board did
Maybe
not
he
approve.
doesn't have a board.
He doesn't have a board.
Yes.
He's stealing alone from himself. This is me. I'm stealing from myself. Okay. Or what if the easier way would have been close down the business? You don't have a board. You've decided that now I'm closing down the business and keep all the money, rather than stealing. I'm teaching him how to steal better. But in the meantime, I feel like with the harsh economic times, it is really sad that this man could have been going through something else, like a debt, maybe like a project that he wanted to finish.
Are you trying to understand the thief? Are you
I'm
trying to understand the thief? What are you trying to understand the thief here?
Relax, I'm trying to. I'm not taking him as a thief. I'm taking him as someone.
He is.
This is my money. I'm stealing it.
It's not your money.
It's
not your money.
It's the company. It's a separate
Yes,
entity.
it's a separate entity.
Yes,
Yes,
go
but
ahead.
I'm the boss. I don't even have a board to answer to, because I wish he had a board to answer to.
We
because
don't know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the board could have been complacent.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
He doesn't have a board to answer to. If he doesn't have a board to answer to, he is actually running the company.
He's not running. He's running it down.
Yes, it's running. He's running it down.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying the easier way could have been, I'm closing down the company.
Actually, here's the thing.
I'm teaching him how to steal the right way.
As Maria was giving Thief 101, and now they think, I hope you don't run down your book publishing business. Don't run your businesses like that. One thing I've seen is this. Anytime even Kenyan employees, people are employed quickly, take note, first of all, if management is very iffy and vague about the way money is actually being sent here and there, money is being lost. That is a fact. If there's a lot of vagueness in communication about funds, about so-and-so, and you see all of a sudden someone has already got a new car, all of a sudden things are changing for one person or a certain level of people, but you guys are still maintaining the same status quo, money is being lost, and literally you should leave that organization. Whenever you see this, the first sign even that you're in an organization in which money is being misused is easy. There is no efficient or even open, transparent communication about what is actively going on. Why is CEO the one doing this? Why is so-and-so? When there's small little things like that, misappropriation of resources. It may not only be funds, it can be also misappropriation of resources. That is usually the first sign of these things. And this happens a lot in many Kenyan organizations. And that is why what happens? We don't see generational wealth. That is why people just think of the here and now. The gluttonous heritage, even the gluttonous culture that we have within Kenya is that we eat now, I can only eat now, and I'm going to eat it for myself, is what usually leads to a lot of companies going down, because there's a lot of careless mismanagement between organizations. And that happens a lot. And that is the key thing that causes many of organizations, and it renders many young people jobless. Because the organization shuts down, and guess what happens? All those jobs are now gone, and then now everybody's out there like, Serikali tafadhali! And then the Serikali themselves are calling you a terrorist. Where it's the truth. And that is the truth. And that is literally what's causing a lot of issues within Kenya. Isn't that right, CEO?
CEO, yes.
Gluttonous.
See, first of all, I looked at the amount and I thought this guy is crazy. You know, 328 million is not a small figure. It means that you have planned on how to steal, and that money cannot be yours. That money must be either you gotten it from banks, you are defrauding banks, or you are defrauding your financial partners.
True.
For you to get 328 million from your business,
Imagine.
it means that
That's
business is a billion business. It's not a 500 million business. Otherwise, it will collapse immediately.
True.
If you remove 300 million from any business will struggle. Unless it's a billion and above business. So I think this guy was just a thief hiding in business. And the fact that why is he going to court is that the business has suffered and the financial partners cannot get back their money. No one does business without borrowing money. I can tell you, you cannot do business and you run your organization without having loans and money from, because it's a going concern. We call a business a going concern because you have liabilities and you have debtors and you have creditors. And all these things, it's a big mix of things. So I think this guy was just a thief trying to run down a company, and it is good because many companies, if action is not taken on such people, many people and many companies will go down the drain.
That is the truth. And even funds will get lost. And then that's what even guess who suffers the most. That person, the person who's asking for a raise, you are only asking for like 10%, while him is over here stealing another extra million every single month.
Hey.
But that said, before we go on a
Yes,
break,
yeah.
there is a huge generation, especially some of the Asian-owned businesses. That man was of Asian origin. A lot of the children are no longer interested
yeah,
in the businesses that their parents are running here. So one of the big things I've seen is that there's a lot of properties in Kuna, in Loresho, whatever, on sale. Because, of course, we've seen what has been happening with City Council and their properties. A lot of them are being disarmed. So they're scared, they're selling off. And because they went to schools in Canada, in the UK, they're no longer interested in being in Kenya. So for some of those companies, the children are just taking money out, taking it out, and going. So I think this may be one of those who perhaps is no longer
Siphoning out.
interested.
Yeah, he did not
They're
start the
siphoning
business.
out, collapse the business, leave
Makes
Kenya.
sense. That
You know,
makes
if,
sense.
if you don't start
makes
something,
sense.
that pain would not be as much. If he started, he would have felt the pain.
Take us on a
Maybe
break.
the parents are no longer there. I don't
Anyway,
know.
let's take a short break. We'll be right back on Let's Be Real.
Light back.
Light back.
Right back.
Bekisia ametokelezea.
We're
Bekisia
keeping it.
ametokelezea.
Cheers to you. Welcome back. Yes, to Let's Be Real right here. We're keeping it very real on a very light note.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Maria.
Very
Tell us the story.
Right note.
Yes.
Or light note.
On a light note. Anyway, now we are going to talk about toxic relationships. Toxic marriages, toxic relationships, whereby people are staying longer in situations that generally or in real sense they're not supposed to, or they're taking it because of one reason or another. Others could be financial, others, most common in marriage, kids, others you have a business together, and how do we start splitting up? There are so many reasons why people actually are staying in toxic marriages. When it comes to relationships, it could be that afraid of starting over, 5 years I've given you, but if I'm giving you 5 years and you've not proposed or showing me signs, that's already toxic as it is. So you stay in a relationship longer, you don't know how to start afresh. There are so many reasons why people stay in such relationships. So, because Simon, I know you have so many of them.
Let them
Can
start.
you?
Let them start. Let them
Simon
start.
has the majority of them.
Let them
He will
start.
finish. See you.
I think there's nothing like toxic relationship.
Ah.
There's nothing like that because when you're getting into a relationship, you can get out of it. from the word go. Why are you sticking into a relationship which you are not satisfied? But I understand why women would stick probably, because
Even
probably,
men stick.
yeah,
so
but
much.
for men, for women, I think it's,
If you put everything in my name.
if you put a woman's, the property, let me tell you, women will not live, if you are rich, extremely rich, and you're saying this thing is toxic. The man is rich, there's a lot of money in the relationship and all that. It becomes very difficult for someone to leave and go out of that. So they will say, let me mark time here so that I can inherit the wealth. But naturally, we always say, the only time you can leave your husband or your wife if he's violent, if he's cheating on you, or if he has anger problems. The rest you can manage.
Toxic relationships. You see, I'm even looking blank because I think it's a topic that has really been exhausted. Toxic relationships are very relative. What one considers toxic, they may not be toxic for another person. And I think it's a word that is just really being overused and misused. In fact...
Are you toxic yourself?
Eh?
Are you toxic yourself?
It depends.
You know, the thing is,
it actually
Dr. C, even
depends.
I can tell that you probably are you've been very toxic, even I'm sure to even your exes.
No.
I'm sure there's someone.
my exes?
Yes, I'm sure there's someone who can point at you and say, that woman there,
She was toxic.
not even toxic,
let's
she
just
ripped,
say-
yes.
But women are supposed to be toxic.
No.
That's
So the
a
one
good
thing,
point.
the one thing I
Yeah.
can tell you, when I was on the dating scene, come on, I'm not married to you.
Yeah, women
Hey,
are supposed
I'm
to be
not
toxic.
married. I'm not married
So
to
what
you.
does that mean?
You're supposed to be toxic, so
Toxic,
that
yeah.
you chase
Women
me.
are just supposed to
Hey,
be toxic.
so you're supposed to be toxic?
Yes.
So your toxicity
That's
is
what
what
men
chasing.
love. When they're still chasing you.
Women are supposed to
When
be
they're
toxic.
still chasing you. After that,
Ah.
you want to be nice so that he can stay around. Imagine it's like that.
So the advice you...
So, biologically,
Go
let's
on,
just
go on.
look at a woman's body.
Let me look at
Yeah?
it right now.
And I need you men to observe.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever realized when a girl is ovulating, she's very toxic?
No, she's very feral.
Toxic.
She's very, no,
Feral.
not really, whatever, how do you call it?
No,
Whichever way.
She's
but
on your case.
No, not
No,
really
not
in that
really.
way. But she will chase in a very, there's a way women chase.
I see, okay.
They're not like, you know.
Overt.
Yeah, they're not overt. So there's a green light, but it's not really there. But it's sort of like, she's there, she's not really there.
What have you done? Abu, give me that green light.
Then, let me tell you, when her period comes, which represents almost like a birth, she's going to be so nice. Her moods change completely. And why? She's wired like that. When a woman gives birth, you have no business being toxic because you need this man to stay around to look after this baby. So why are you being toxic to chase him?
So pick your times
So
to be toxic.
biologically, women are really wired because, and men are wired to chase. It's up to now, you're still animals in the park.
Now, let me
So
say
now,
something.
actually, I saw the other day somebody running something called BDSM. She's even giving classes.
Yes.
Yes.
Because, yeah.
How to whip, how to cuff properly, the tightness, how to whatever, how to even know the safe words.
It means
I know
by the
these
time she
those
actually,
Simon,
she's,
are you a big-
she's running a legit business.
Yes.
And for us to call it a business,
Yeah.
it means she actually has takers
Clients, yeah.
and givers.
Is that toxic?
she-
I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
That's just-
For somebody who doesn't know what BDSM is, they'll just think, oh my God, Aki, this guy, or
Shit,
this
I-
chick, this is what she
BDSM.
Abu,
It's a
wait,
good
before I
thing.
said it, go ahead, Maria. Maria?
BDSM is a good thing. Okay, no, let's
From you. From you,
Your pastor is listening.
Are you sure I'm not
Your pastor
ovulating?
might be listening.
Are you sure I'm not ovulating?
I have no idea, but
Anyway,
go ahead.
Let me say this. It's true when women are ovulating, actually, we want, but we want to be chased.
Yes.
Yeah. We want, but we want to be chased.
You want to know?
We want you, like literally we want you, but we still cannot come like, oh, come, we want you now. That one is not exciting. It's, you know, we want, but you have to chase us at the same time. So that's why I appreciate when men have our calendars. It helps, it
makes it easier.
Stress. Yes, it makes it easier. But this is the point. Let me speak on marriage. I guarantee you that a lot of people stay in toxic marriages because of that child saying daddy and hugging daddy all the time. A lot of women are doing that. A lot of women will stay in abusive relationships. A lot of women will stay whereby, yes, you know you are being mistreated. You know you're not happy. You know you are being neglected. You know your needs are not met. But you'll still be there because you are like, now if I leave, these children will not have a complete family. Especially if these children have captured the family topic in school. And now every sentence that comes from their mouth is family, family. Let me tell you, it's really hard for you to walk away. You would be like, now how do I walk away and deny this child that life? And that is why if you look at the rate of divorce, it's mostly when the kids are a bit grown. Like when the kids are a bit grown, now you are like, you know, when mostly teenagers, they don't mind if you're not in their space. At that time, you would sit down and tell yourself, no, I'm not staying anymore, and go. And some of the things that you call toxic, Dr. C, is just the red flags that were there.
Me, I never called anything toxic.
That's what I'm saying.
I called it the art of seduction.
The things that we call toxic, the things that we say that we are put through, it is some things that when you are dating, it's nothing. Like right now, Simon is not a red flag to a lot of girls because he's out there, outgoing, free to try anything. He loves toes. For now, it's a good
Maria's
thing. But once we are married, and then you come, and then you start acting like my toes are beautiful, and I know I've not had a pedicure in a week. You are annoying me. You are really pissing me off right now. So you find that when in relationships, when we get more serious, we start nitpicking the things that we don't love, because the grass is always greener on the outside.
I get you.
That is the reason why.
I hear every single one of you quickly, but then now let me tell you guys the truth, okay? Here's the thing. When it comes to toxicity, there's a method and way to actually execute it, even as you pointed it out. And when it comes to even being toxic, there are reasons why some people will even tolerate a level of toxicity. You have to remember, even specifically to guys, you have a leverage on the level of toxicity you can give based on the value that you actually even give her. And here's one thing. A lady will sometimes allow a level of toxicity based on even how you whip her in bed, based on how you handle her body, based on how even you make sure relax.
That's
based on how you make sure you adore her body every single inch. And how you actually manage around that is now literally a lot of ladies will look back, even have conversations and say, I remember Kevo Suji when, because he did that one thing that you liked, whatever, but because of that reminiscent moment, you then hold that grudge against the current guy that you are with. And then that guy all of a sudden receives some animosity that's unfounded because you had a reminiscent moment on your ovulation period when you remembered Kevo back then, the way he touched you. And that's what causes even a lot of people to even step out. Now, when you're in the relationship now with that Kevo, whoever, who touches you appropriately, there's a tendency to stay longer based on how you are handled. And that happens a lot. I'm going to categorize it with a lot of the younger people, okay? That categorizes it with younger people because there's a thrill, there's a sexual thrill of exploration and everything. When you get a little bit older, other priorities come into play. But then when you're a little bit younger, that's usually the toxicity that you allow because you are now saying that this person knows my body and this person knows who, and then now you interpret that because so-and-so touches me in such an appropriate way, they must know me. No. You can have sexual compatibility and completely not compatible in a relationship altogether. Don't confuse the two. And that's what happens a lot when you're younger. Now, when they're older, that's when you now talk about these old people problems. These old people problems now are you're staying for the kids.
Which old
you're
people?
Staying,
These old people.
I'll stay for the exploration. Let me tell you something.
Wait.
I would stay for the exploration.
Exploration?
Yes. I'm saying, so you said that you are in your younger, you explore that thing. Yes, I would stay. But let me
You
teach you.
see?
Let me teach you. Listen, if Kevo was like this,
Eh.
now I am with you,
Yeah.
and you are clueless.
Yes.
Let me tell you how Kevo's hands were reacting, so that at least I don't have to leave you because of that.
Now you're comparing me with Kevo.
It's my body. It's what Kevo did to my body. It's not Kevo himself.
You know, but then okay, now wait a second. Now that's a big fault. You now,
It's not- no,
but
it's
there
not.
are ways you can tell a guy how to touch your body without actually even telling him about.
You see,
Kevo.
that's the point. Now that's what I will
now
do.
you have to learn how to communicate that. You don't just tell him.
Yeah,
Kevo
that's
touch a
what
certain way.
I will not tell him that.
Eh.
Definitely, it's my body.
Yes, it's your body. You're
Good.
the playground.
You can give
Good.
us a master class.
Yeah.
Nah, you're the playground. First
No,
of all,
so
even
this
you,
is
you
what
have
I will
known.
do.
You know how to
So
even
I will
guide him.
direct you. I will guide you.
So Simon, what you've said
Yes.
is all well and fine. But remember, the girls you're talking about, the people you're talking about have multiple relationships. How do you describe it? The current generation, a girl has 10 boyfriends.
Yeah, one for
But
each use.
also a boyfriend has 10 girlfriends.
Yeah.
One for
it's
each
not-
use,
yeah.
but not always. There's usually, they get caught up. There's like a period usually, it lasts maybe 1 year, where a girl can literally stick just for the sake that this person has shown me a different thing and has shown me a different feeling altogether. And hence there's an emotional connection with the feeling, and hence now you think that indeed this person must actually even know me. And even what goes even further to the next story, even I would say, is this. When now in that situation, you can now start sending little intimate pictures that some people even do when it comes to even relationships. And this happens a lot. Even I've done it several times. I'm sure even these guys
Sending
have
a
done.
what?
Now one thing is this.
Simon is a red flag.
Sending nudes.
but did
Sending nudes. Now see, hold up, go live. Sending nudes.
nudes.
I'm giving a story.
Yes.
So sending nudes and everything,
Yeah.
even intimate pictures, it's a common thing in this modern day age. Let me inform you guys, as I'm keeping it real, right here on KTN, the standard in which
Oh
we
my
set
goodness.
is keeping it real. So now what happens is this. You actually even can send intimate pictures or even intimate videos, especially when you guys may be even afar apart. Or you guys even just a form of intimacy, even to remember that indeed, oh yeah, I miss you, and hence whatever. Oh look, these ones actually even miss you. Or even whatever actually misses you. I miss the way that you even used to touch me this way. Or even I send you a video of myself saying, hey, hi, like look at me, I'm just straight from the shower, no towel, haha. Then all of a sudden, literally, small things like that is things that can actually now help someone even remember that indeed, yes,
goodness.
I do crave you, and I cannot wait to actually even see you and devour you, because indeed you do look edible at that particular clip that you even sent me. The issue comes this way: when people refuse to respect the actual piece of content, when people use that as a negative way, that is when you now overstep the privacy, because that is an intimate thing that you need to keep between you two. The moment you overstep and you start sharing this left, right, and center is when you now abscond it, because that is something that actually helps many relationships keep on going. And it's important to even get your man looking at you in a certain way and saying, I want to eat you up alive, and then give him something to crave, to come back to. Let those craving juices come up. Boost his testosterone and send him a nude right now. Sai, send him, because it will help the relationship. You guys will bond together. And if you're not doing it, you're doing something wrong with relationships in the year 2025 and you have smartphones. Watch out.
Simon, by the way, relax. No. Let me go first as the older woman.
That is
here.
the truth.
Alter what?
The older woman.
What the
Let me
hell?
tell you something.
Tell me.
Don't do it.
I've done it.
No, I'm telling the girls, boys can do what they want to do. But even the boys, the boy child, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Why not?
Because even if you're married, there's such a thing called divorce. Your phone, somebody may steal your phone. Something can happen. And let me tell you what's happening in the world right now. Especially, and this is for young people. You know, gaining even acceptance in some of these very high prestigious schools. Now they are going, it's not just Donald Trump who is checking, they're actually going on your socials and checking what have you done. Employers are using deep AI to check what, so they check and then they find your nudes. You don't know where those nudes will go to. You find yourself in a pornography movie just because you send your nudes somewhere and they've now taken your body parts, they've engineered, they just don't do it. Like,
View once.
if there was such a time that privacy is called for, this is the time. Girls, boys, don't send your nudes. Don't do it. No matter what. Let him go, let her go. Don't do it.
It's V1.
It
This
will
is what I
affect
can
your
say.
future. It will affect your future in such ways that you don't understand.
Don't you see? You've heard of V1s, right? V1s. Do you know what that is?
I don't even want to know.
No, it's something
The
very...
rule
I want
is
to teach you
somebody's
something.
gonna
Can I teach you something?
invent.
Can I teach you something?
And
I
when
want
it
to teach you...
no,
it's
if
a-
I
not
have
if
two
it's
phones,
related
V1
to
is
news.
not
No,
helping.
no, let me teach
No, no,
her.
no,
Teach her.
not
Teach
if,
her.
I
no,
have
let
two
me finish.
phones.
Not
V1
if,
doesn't help.
V1s
not
help.
if it is
No,
related to
V1s,
news,
take a
because
picture.
no, because what happens is that somebody's gonna invent something that is gonna now retrieve all those things of V1s. It's like WhatsApp. And you've deleted your WhatsApp, I can always get it back.
Yeah.
The softwares you can use to actually retrieve deleted messages. So don't do it.
This is what I can say. First of all, V1s doesn't work. If I have two phones, no, V1s, I take my other phone.
But
That's it.
The only
So-
the only thing I have an issue with that is because you're viewing it from a malicious place. This is someone that you
Yeah,
have to care
that's the
about.
point. Let me make something clear. First of all, this is what I always say. I will not take a picture of myself publicly or privately that I am not comfortable for the world to see. Whereby if I lose my phone today and you go through my gallery, you can see whatever you want to see. That I will, if I have take a picture of myself, I can post it anywhere and I will not feel a thing. That is one thing I always say. There is no way I'm going to stand naked in front of a camera, no matter what. I would rather travel miles for you if you miss me. But I am not going to take a picture of myself. Let me tell you something. It's not even because, maybe let's say you are a saint, Simon. I'm just saying. You are a saint, you will not be malicious.
Even saints do that.
But let me tell you something. It might leak in one way or another. If right now someone steals your phone, Simon, if right now someone steals your phone,
Yeah.
they already have the information,
Yeah.
right? And then they can do whatever they want with it.
Yeah.
You've not seen people being blackmailed, others committing suicide because their nudes leaked. Why? Because they were trying to save a relationship. Any relationship that asks you to get naked on camera is not healthy, it's not wise,
You're saying it's toxic.
it's toxic. Do not even join it, because let me tell you something. Today you are taking that video because you are excited and they are lying to you that you just give me something to appetize me. Tomorrow that same person is your enemy, or even worse, if it leaks right now, you will not even stay face. And that's how you're not going to live your life with your nudes leaked one day.
No face.
So
There are ways to do
I
it.
think the topic is very interesting, but I have a very different view.
What is this?
Because naturally, there are people who take nudes for status.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are people who want their numbers to increase. The easiest thing,
Nudes.
release a nude.
So
The easiest
You
thing,
mean like Kardashian?
yeah, release their nude.
They released the sex tape on purpose.
Release a sex tape.
On purpose, actually.
So
They
there are
coded it.
people
No,
who
it's
do it on
accidental.
purpose.
That was on purpose.
So what I'm trying to say is that you must understand where you play. There are people who are very obviously, they love their body and they want to see themselves naked. And that's why when you go on the social media, they post everything and they don't have an issue with it. So I understand and I give them their space. There are people who, they are in that space where they are nudists in their lives. And even the relationships is out there. They want to kiss in camera. They want to, that's their thing. But if you know that you're from the other group of people who do not want to be seen naked or don't want to share their naked photos, please do not. But I know there are many people who, especially musicians, actors, who when their career is going down, for you to revive it, release
release
an-
a
Controversy.
Get attention.
That's true. Well, that's true. You guys have never sent.
But you see, that's a
You guys
job.
have never sent.
You see, that's a job.
It's
I'm
not a
doing
job,
it
it's-
Wait a
because I'm
second,
okay
Maria,
doing it.
Maria, wait, you've never sent even something intimate. It doesn't even have to be.
Not even intimate.
Not even intimate.
You cannot start
Something
with,
intimate.
hi, can you send me your picture?
Not
Check
even,
my DP.
It's not even
Why are you
sending
asking for a
wait,
picture?
Don't even lie to you. Some of them is not even a hi. Some of them is just a V1 and you know immediately what that is. No even hi, no nothing. I didn't even ask for it. It's sent directly. And you already know this is now, that is literally the sign in which.
That's violating my
listen,
eyes.
that is not violating your eyes. You see how, for example, you may not know, you and your husband have a way of telling your husband, hey, today you want some. And then now, that's the way even a lady can tell you, tonight.
What happened to words?
Tonight, no need for words. Let me show you the thing, you gum ready. Come ready when you come to that door. You better be ready to go.
Simon,
it's not a
No,
joke.
there are many ways to tell someone I want it today. Like, for example, me, M-Pesa can
by
work.
the way,
Wait.
For me,
No,
by the
I'm
way,
saying, how do you communicate it to him? That's what I'm saying.
To him.
Simon, you must tell everyone here that
Hi.
it depends how you want to do your thing.
Just
There are
say
people who are
yes.
like that.
I know, but
What happens to words?
You know, you
Just
see,
say I
how
want
do
you. Let's move on.
How do you communicate to your husband that you want it right now? How do you do it?
Right now, he's not here.
How do you do it? That's the thing. You have to have a crafty way of actually not
Men are
communicating.
weak. Touch, that's it. We are good. You see now.
I will do a private strip.
You
show.
see, private strip show. You see, private.
No cameras.
Yes.
But I want to keep it for my future reference.
Huh?
Yes.
Why would you
Future and there are ways
What are you referring?
There are ways even to record things intimately where there's no face involved and there's no way to even know
Why
that this
would you
is
do
it.
that?
Why would you do that?
Why would you not do that?
Why
would you not do that?
Trust your
Like, why would you
performance?
not- no.
Don't you trust your performance that you have to edit?
Not even that. I don't edit. Raw footage, no cuts. Just like
Listen.
this show. We keep it real, just right there, uncensored, right there, and you see it happening. Actually, that's even you check your performance.
But
Why are
see
you
even how
checking your performance?
you
If she
check.
screamed,
But
you are
if
you are
you
good.
Hapana,
but
that's fake
Simon,
screams.
you must tell the men out there, if you are not good a good performance, please don't do it.
Or double check.
Double
Double
check.
check.
Number two, if you know your member is very small, please
Oi.
don't do it. There are things which you do not put on camera.
Or there are other ways, there are other
But
things
small
that you can
is relative.
Small is relative.
People will abuse you.
When a lady says small is relative now to you, Kijana, you need a hug.
You need a hug. Let me tell you,
No,
you need a hug.
Why do you need a hug?
You need a hug. Aki, that is the truth. Aki, if she says, Aki, imagine, but nakupenda.
But nakupenda tu, just run
So
away.
you just need to know how to use it.
That's
okay.
the biggest lie is that one.
Sips wine. And that's us keeping it real
That's
this
the
week.
biggest lie.
That is the truth, but now
Just
being
know
honest,
how to use
let's
it.
also
That's the
remember,
biggest
let's
lie
also
women
remember
will
this,
tell
being
you.
honest. Whenever even you guys, and let's also be real, there are people out there who are actually even sharing nudes and sharing intimate pictures with each other. I know you guys even do that, but please respect each other's privacy
yeah.
by keeping it intimately between you two. The moment you disrespect that and leak it, that's when you become a wicked individual and you're weak and you're fickle
Let me
and
ask
shame
something.
on you. Respect each other's privacy with that intimate thing that you guys have and keep it between you two.
Can I ask you
That's what is
something,
special.
Simon, first?
Yeah.
In your phone right now, can you lend your friend your phone?
Yeah, I've always done that.
And they look at
See, even you're holding my phone like this.
But no, I've never gone
I
to
don't
the
even have
gallery. Now I'm
passwords.
scared of going
I
to
don't
the
even have
gallery. I'll never
passwords.
go to the gallery, by the way.
I don't even have passwords.
But you see, that's the point. Now imagine your friend tells you, can I have your phone? Your brother,
I've
can I
just
have
given.
your phone?
He playing games the other day.
Then he goes to the gallery and then sees all the girls who've been...
Sadly, you think the things that shame you are the ones that shame me. That's the thing. You have to remember different things. That's the thing. Oh, yeah. Aki, you're
by
thinking
the
the things
way.
that shame you is the ones that shame
That
me.
doesn't
There's
shame him at all.
Aki, that's the thing.
Me, I'm never going to anyone's gallery.
Yes, that's the thing. That's what you have to remember.
let's
That's
wind
just
up.
keeping it real, right?
Let's wind
yeah,
up.
and the punchline is this.
Yes.
If the government calls you a terrorist, be a terrorist to them and terrorize them by holding them accountable each and every single day. From your MCA to the governor, senator, woman rep, all the way up to the president. Terrorize them to the fullest. Accountability is key.
And you stay safe in every relationship you're in. Don't stay just because you have to. Stay because you are okay and safe.
And if you don't want it out there, don't do it.
And Kijana, don't be cheated. Size matters.
Guys,
matters.
if you don't have it, you don't have it.
You don't have it.
No, the doctor can give you.
Where?
Don't be
You
cheated.
can go
Size
for
matters.
mini elongation.
There's that.
I don't know.
Don't be cheated.
Sometimes it's not length, it's girth.
You can get everything. what God didn't give
No,
you, God can
don't,
give.
Kijana, don't be cheated. Size matters.
Look at
What
you now
God
choking
didn't
in your
give you,
mask.
the doctor can
No,
give you.
it's what you do with it. It's what you do with it.
No, don't be cheated. Don't be cheated.